Hey everyone, my name's Tom from WPWithTom.com, and in this website tutorial I'm going to show you how to make this resume website. And we're going to go over things like how to change this text, the text and information here, as well as these icons, how to change the text that goes up here for your logo, and we're also going to add a high quality image, and I'll show you where to get that, or add your own. Now we also will go over how to go do this About Me section here. And I just have some dummy text in there right now, but you can add whatever text you would like. And then if we just click, it will take us back here to the home page area. Here we can click on Resume to open up our resume page of the website. And if we want to, we can scroll down, and I go over how to add this bold and italicized text with these horizontal lines to break up the text here for our resume. We also add social media icons that you can link to your social media pages, and you can add a lot of different ones on here, or you can actually just add LinkedIn or Google Plus or something like that. It all depends on what you want, but it's very flexible with that. If we click on this icon up here in the upper left, we'll be brought to the other options, and we have a blog section. Right now I only have one blog post in there, but you can actually add as many as you want, and it's very simple. I go over a lot of the different features within how to add a blog post and edit things within it. And down here we have a contact page, and this is a simple contact form where we can just get messages sent to us by maybe prospective employers that wanted to reach out to us directly. So it's pretty easy to set up, and it is a step-by-step tutorial where you do not need to know how to do any coding at all. So if you're interested, stick around with me, and I'm going to get into how to sign up for our WordPress hosting. Hey everyone, so to get started with building this resume website, what we're going to first need to do is sign up for hosting. And web hosting basically is what can make our website be hosted or live on the web, on the internet, for others to be able to find and to see for themselves. So it's critical to have web hosting. Now, I'm going to just say there's tons of web hosting providers out there, and I personally use this one, tmdhosting.com. And I'll have a link to them in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube. And I highly recommend TMD Hosting. I think they have hands down the best support on the internet for hosting providers. And I think they offer a great price website, and it's very fast. So let's go into where it says WordPress hosting, since we're going to be making a WordPress website. And now we can just scroll down a little bit, and we'll just see some things that it has. This is just a few. It has all SSD based for blazing page load times. And I'm just going to say right now, their pages load very fast. I'm so happy with the page speed with their website, and I've actually tested it, compared it to other ones, and seen how it loads, and I've really been happy with it. So it also comes with a one-click WordPress install and update. That's pretty standard for most of the really well-known or more established hosting companies. And this one, I like that it doesn't come with a lot of junk when you do this, and actually can be propagated even quicker from what I found than other ones. I know that might depend on where you live, but for me it's always been super fast, the process, and we'll be doing that here in the next few minutes. And it has a 99.99% uptime guarantee, which means your site will be live for at least 99.99% of the time, guaranteed. So these are great things to note. And then this one down here is a 60-day money-back guarantee, and it says you can get plans starting at just $285 a month. Now I will say that is if you sign up for a little bit longer period of time, but it's totally possible to get it for like $385 to $285, something in that range, which is definitely worth the price of paying in my opinion, and that's cheaper than most hosting providers out there. Now here's where you would click if you need any live chat support or you have any questions. I would definitely say that you should feel free to do that if you have any questions. But for now, I'm just going to click on this where it says Get Premium WordPress Hosting, and it will take me to this area with the packages here. And now we can see that we have three different options. And the first option here is a starter package. It's at $285 a month, the business at $585 a month, and the professional at $1285 per month. I personally think if you're only going to be making this one resume website here, that you should probably just go with the starter package. But if you know you might create other websites, then the business is probably the best option for you. The professional I don't think is quite necessary in my personal opinion. So I would recommend going with one of these two. And if you're just going to make one, this is the best choice for the starter because you only can host one website. With the business, you can have, technically it says unlimited, but I don't know if they're really, the limit might be like 100 websites or something like that. It really comes down to the space. So I would just say if you're going to make a resume website, we start with this. And you can click sign up down here or sign up on a business, whatever one you would like. And another thing that I should actually point out as well is if you're selling something, this could be better with the standard SSL. And it does give you a little bit of an advantage if you're going to sell products. So that's something you should also take into consideration here with this. Another thing that is awesome about TMD hosting is you get a free domain name with your sign up. So that's not normal in the hosting industry. Maybe one or two other hosts online actually do that. So I would definitely consider taking advantage of this because you get a free domain name and that's awesome. A domain name, if you're getting a .com, would normally cost around $12 or $15. So that gives you an idea of you're getting basically $12 or $15 off rate to start. So if we click on sign up here on this $285 plan, we're going to be asked to put our domain name. Now if you have a unique name, unfortunately my name's Tom Johnson, so if I want to get the domain name tomjohnson.com, I'm going to have to pay like $5,000 to get that from somebody who already owns it. But the good thing for you if you have a unique name is that you can actually put your name in and it might come up as available for the .com. I'm just going to put in a random name here and then I'm going to show you that there's other options for extensions here. You can get .net, .org, you can get .biz, .info could maybe be applying for your resume type website because they want to have info about you. There's .co.uk, .uk, and there's other ones down here. .me actually could maybe be applicable for this too if it's a resume, so they might learn more about you there. And then there's other country specific ones here as well. So I'm going to just go with the .com right here since it is free. And I'm just going to click proceed. And this may take a moment and then you'll be redirected to this area. It'll say congratulations if the domain name is available. And I figured this one would be. So next I'll scroll down here. And here's where you could put your information. And it is a good idea to put an email address that you'll be able to get the information at. And next I'm going to scroll down here. And now you have two options for payment. You have credit card or PayPal. So it gives you two different options that you can choose from. After you fill out that information here, you want to scroll down and here we'll go to the purchase information. So this is something cool. It has a data center's location and it goes by the nearest one to you. So in my case, I'm the closest to Chicago. But if you're in a part of the world, let's say you're in Australia, Chicago wouldn't be a good fit for you, but Sydney would. So that would be something that you want to take into consideration is choosing the closest data center to you. Now, additionally, you can actually uncheck this domain privacy. I don't think it's necessarily the best thing to get. I don't think it's really necessary because I don't think many people really are looking up who owns the domain that often. If you're really worried about that, you can pay the $10, but I don't think it's really necessary to do in my case. So next, you can actually go down here and choose your sign-up period. Like I said earlier, to get to $285, you actually have to sign up for 3 years at $285. But if this is something that you want to have online long term, then this could be for you. If you want to, you can do 24 or 12 months, both at $385 a month. So it's totally up to you. Let's say we wanted to go with the 36-month option and really take advantage of the discount for the long term. It said we'll pay $102.60. And I know that might sound like a pretty big investment right off the bat, but at the same time, you have it for 3 years, which is crazy because some hosts might charge you more than $100 really for 1 year. So for 3 years, you're getting this. And I actually have a coupon code here that will give you a discount. It's WP with Tom 7. And if we click apply, it will take 7% off and bring you down to $95. Now let's say you didn't want that and you wanted to go with a different plan. Let's just see what it would be if you took a 12-month plan and then applied this. It'll knock like $4 off the plan or something like that. So this WP with Tom 7 is a coupon code that can get you a discount, and it actually helps me out to continue to make these videos. So if you use that, I really greatly appreciate it. Now, after you've decided what plan you want and you agree to it, you can click I agree down here. You can read the terms of service right here, and then you'll just click the checkout button. And then after this, you'll get an email from them, so make sure to check out the email that you put up in this information area up here. Alright, so the next step here is to get our welcome email from TMD Hosting, and it should look something like this and be titled Welcome to TMD Hosting or something like that. So when we get here, we're going to have to click where it says Client Area, and we'll open that up in a new tab, and you're going to want to put in the email, and it should be here, and the password that you set up when you were signing up for the account just a moment ago. So in my case, I'll just put in my password and my username here, and I'll log in. And it says they're going to be doing some changes to this, so it might look a little bit different, but I'm just going to click maybe later for now to get past that and to get into actually setting up our website. So if we scroll down here, we can actually see where it says cPanel Login, and we're going to want to click on this. You should only have your domain name there that you just signed up for, and you'll just click Login. And now we're in the cPanel or the control panel. And to install WordPress, it's actually quite simple. We can just scroll down all the way to the bottom, and then it will say Softaculous Apps Installer, and we'll just click on where it says WordPress. And now we can actually just go and we can click Install Now, and once we click that, we'll be directed to this area, and we're going to have to choose our domain name that we want it to be on. So mine's going to be resume.tomswptutorials.com, and this is actually called a subdomain name here, where it has a name and then dot and then my primary domain name. So this is something a little bit different. So you could have one like blog.yourwebsite.com or something like that. In reality, it's not important. You should just choose your domain name that you just set up that you want for this resume, and we're going to move forward with that. Now, I will say I would leave this as is, and right here with this WP, I'm going to delete that. That's actually very important. You want to delete that from here and have nothing in that box here for the directory. Now next, you can leave this as is where it says my blog, my WordPress blog. We're going to actually change that as we get into developing out the site and building it out. So that's fine to leave for now. If you want to change it, you can, but it's really not important at this point. We can change it later once we get into everything. Next, here's where you're going to want to put in your admin username and your admin password. And I would just definitely say you do not want it to be admin. So I would use something more a little bit more unique, and I'm going to use my own name, and I'm going to create a password for myself. I'm just going to click that for now and have this random one. And then we can actually change that once we get in there as well. So you can either choose one right now, or we can change it once we get in there. It's up to you. And right here, you should put an email that you're going to want, because it will basically help you if you need to retrieve a lost password. You'll want it to go to this email. So I'm going to put that one in for me. You would definitely want to put one that you can retrieve it from. You're going to choose your language here, and there's a variety to choose from. And right here, it gives you the option to use this plugin called Loginizer, which limits the login attempts and basically prevents people from hacking your website. It's not a bad plugin, but I'm actually going to skip over it for right now. And if you want to add that, you totally can. There's a lot of security plugins, and I do have a couple different security type videos on my YouTube channel, WP with Tom, if you want to check it out. And now I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm just going to, if you want, you can have these emailed to you, but I'm just going to click Install. And now up at the top, if we scroll up, it's going to install this. It's going to take a little bit to get ready, but then it will go quick. And it says, congratulations, it's been installed successfully. And now, if we want to actually get started here, I want to just show you when you go to log in, this will be your web page that you want to log in from. So it will be your domain name, .com, .org, .net, whatever you've chosen, and then it will be /WP-admin. You're always going to need to log in with this WP-admin and then put the username and password that we created. So let's just go and we'll click on this one right here to get logged in, and by default the first time it will take us right in there. If not, you're going to have to put in your username and password. So I'm actually going to go up here and I'm going to hover over this and just click Edit My Profile. And that's how we're going to actually change our password. And we'll scroll down here at the bottom where it says New Password, and we'll click Generate Password. And I'm actually going to click to hide it. And I'm going to input my own password here. And make sure it's a strong one in my case. If you don't want a strong one, I would at least try to make it medium. And then I'm going to click Update Profile. And now it says Profile Updated, so the password has been updated. Now real quick, if we wanted to, we can log out here. And if we go to this area, this is where you're going to input your username and your password. You can choose to remember me or not, it's up to you. And this is where you would retrieve it if you lost your password. It would be sent to that email. So if we wanted to log in, I'll just put my username and the password that I just changed it to right now. And if I wanted to, I can click to remember me right here, and then I can go to log in. And now we have our password and our username set for our WordPress website. Now this part right here is called the dashboard, and we're going to dive into this now. So within this dashboard area, a lot of what we do right now is going to be just getting our site set up here within this back end, this dashboard. We're actually not going to be making much changes to start right now on the actual physical site that we end up seeing ourselves, but we're going to clean up the back end here, this dashboard, a bit. So what we can actually do is we're going to actually start by getting our theme installed. And this is a little bit of a process here, but the way it works is we get to install the demo content from our theme, and that will speed up the overall process. So what I'm going to do is actually going to X out of this Softaculous and this TMD hosting. And I would leave your email open because we're going to go to where it's called a site called modernthemes.net. And after this site loads, we can actually see there's a tab for free themes and then premium themes up here as well at the top. I'm actually going to click on where it says free themes because this is going to be a free theme we're using here. Then I'm going to scroll down and look for one that says hired. Right here it says hired for the theme. And that's the one we're going to be using here. I'd also like to point out that there's a lot of different themes here, and I'm going to leave the link in the description below if you want to check them out. These are all free themes here, and there also are premium themes that are basically upgrades to a lot of these ones. So I'm just going to go to hired for now and just click on that. And now I'm going to just click download here. And now it's going to ask me to proceed to the checkout. I'm going to click that. And here you're going to need to input your first name, last name, and email address. And they actually aren't going to email it to you. So you can put this information in and use the email that you just did, or use another one if you'd like. And then after you do that, you're going to be able to see the theme within your dashboard here within modernthemes.net. So to show you what that looks like, we'll just go down here and we'll click Place Order. And now it will give you this link that you can go to, this button that you can click to go to My Account. And then from here, we're going to be able to download it. I actually already have downloaded previously, but it did work out so I could show you the steps there. So you're going to want to download this one right here where it says Hired Theme. You're just going to click on that. And then you're also going to click Hired Demo Content. So you want to click on both of these. And then after you do that, we're going to actually be able to X out of this out of this email. And now we're also going to actually have the themes downloaded. So let's just do that real quick. I'll just go through the process with you here. So we downloaded both of them. And now we can actually go and click where it says Show in Folder. And I like to drag them onto the desktop. And I actually have already done that here. I've dragged these over onto the desktop. So I'm going to get rid of them in my case. But you can use them on your desktop here. And then I'm actually going to right click on it where it says the sample content one, just the one that says sample content on it. So right here, sample content.xml. And that's the one we want to right click on it, and then we can just extract all. And then we'll extract it. The other one we're actually not going to need to extract. And now if we go back into our dashboard. We can actually X out of here now. We can go back into the dashboard. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually X out of that so the download section isn't there. And now I'm going to go into where it says Appearance and then hover over that and click Themes. And here's where we add our WordPress themes. And by default, we have these 3 themes here that are the WordPress default themes from 2017, 2015, and 2016. And I'm actually just going to go and click Add New for now. And now I'm going to click Upload Theme. I'm just going to click Choose File. And here we'll go to where our desktop is. And we're going to click on this hired one. Not the one with the sample content. We're going to click just the hired one. And now we're going to click Install Now. And now after it says the theme installed successfully, we can click Activate. But we're not quite done yet. We're actually going to have to do some more installing. And here it says these are recommended. I always just click Begin Installing Plugins in that case. And now to select all of these plugins here, I'm going to click on this right here to check all of them. And then I'm going to click down on this drop down and click Install and then Apply. And now this is going to take a moment to actually install. There's 7 of these plugins, so it does take a little bit. So I'm going to pause the video for a second and then resume it once all 7 of these are downloaded. Alright, and now all 7 of them are downloaded. So if we scroll down here, we can see that all installations have been completed. And now we're actually going to have to go to where it says Tools here on the left side. You may have to scroll down to see that. It'll say Tools, and then we'll go to where it says Import. And here we're actually going to go, we can dismiss this notice since we already installed these plugins. And now here we can scroll down, click Install Now on where it says WordPress. We'll click Install Now. And this is on an importer. So we're going to click Run Importer. And now we're going to click Choose File. And here is where we're going to go and get the hired sample content XML. We want the one that's unzipped already. So we're going to click on this one without the zipper on it. And now we're going to click this one here. And we'll click Upload File and Import. Here you can title this whatever you would like. I'm just going to title it Resume. And then I'm going to click Download and Import File Attachments and then click Submit. So this is going to download the demo content for the website's theme here. Again, this will take a moment to download. And now it does say it failed to import all these things, but that's alright. We're going to click where it says Have Fun. And now we're actually going to have to do an update. I think the theme needs to be updated, so we'll click on Updates. And right here, we're going to have to just select this and click Update Themes. We always want to have the most recent version when we're installing a theme. So it is updated, and it says all updates have been completed. So now I just want to show you some things. If we go back here to Appearance and then go to Themes, we have these 4 themes here. We can actually get rid of them, but first I just want to show you what it looked like when we actually had this theme active, the 2017. I should have done this earlier, but if we have this theme active, we can right click and go to Visit Site, and this is what it would look like. Now, that's the 2017 default theme. If I click out of that and I click Activate for this one, I'm going to dismiss the notice again. We can go and visit the site as the active one, having hired as the active, and here's what it looks like. So it's a big difference in the themes right here. Now I'm actually going to delete some of these themes, and I'm just going to click on Theme Details here in the middle of 2015 and click Delete in the lower right down here and click OK. And I'm going to do the same for 2017 and then also on the 2016 theme. So then we're just left with the hired theme that we want to have for our website here, and it says current theme. So that's how you know that it's the theme that we're building out on, and that's how we have just one theme left here, this hired theme. Now this gives us a great base to start working within, and it actually shows it as a blog right here, and we're going to change this up a little bit going forward, but first let's just delete a couple other things. So if we go and scroll up a little bit here, we'll see posts on the left side. Let's click on that. And here it comes up with a bunch of different posts that they made by default. So if you look, it says Hello World, and then it says designs I came up with after moments of reflection. And those are all right here in this post area. We want to have our own post, so we're going to actually click on this, and we'll go to the bulk actions, and we'll click Move to Trash, and then we'll click Apply. Next, in this trash area, we can click on them, bulk actions again, and delete permanently, apply. And that cleans up all of those posts that are on there by default. So if we go back to the front here, so if we just click on this tab to go back and we refresh it, now it's going to say there's nothing found because we just deleted all those posts that weren't even really our posts to begin with. The next thing we can do is start changing our settings. So there's a couple main things that we're going to focus on within this settings section here. And you can see it's actually broken up into 6 different subcategories with general, writing, reading, discussion, media, and permalinks. And the most important one, in my opinion, is permalinks. So I'm actually going to just start with general, and I'm going to work my way down here. Now here is where it says our site title, and it says My Blog right now. If you see up here, it says My Blog, and then it says hyphen My WordPress blog, and that's exactly what this is saying, My Blog, My WordPress blog. So what if I wanted to change that to be my name, and then I'll say my resume for the tagline. And now, if we want to, we can just scroll down here, and I'm just going to save it real quick, and let's see what happens. If we refresh, now it says Tom Johnson right here, and my resume over here, it also says Tom Johnson. So that will show up on both of them, up here at the top and right here for what you put there. Now if you want to add a logo, you can do that. In this tutorial, I'm actually not going to get into how to add a logo here, but I do have other videos on my YouTube channel about how to add a logo if you would like one here instead of your name. I think the name looks more professional though, so I'm going to leave it as is here. But let's go back here to the general settings that we just saved. And now I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and here we can change our time zone. And this might not seem important, but it is actually important when you're doing blog posts if you want them to go out at a certain time of the day. So I'm going to put my time zone here. Down here you can change the date and time format. If you like a different format more, you can do that and change it here. And you can also put the week to start on Sunday if you would prefer instead of Monday, which I usually do. And now down here we can just click Save Changes for this general section. Now within settings we can go to where it says Writing. And here you can change this if you would like. I'm actually going to leave it as is and move along right to the reading because the reading is actually more important. Now I want to just show you, here's what we have on the front again. Now if we change our page to be a static page, then it takes our latest posts away from being on the front. Right now it goes by the latest post, which is like a blog here as the front page. When someone gets there, they'll see your blog. Now if we change it to be the static page, then it's going to be something else. So I'm just going to click the front page here, the static page here, and I'm going to make it say the default page. You can make it say home page, whatever you would like. If you want to choose home page, we can do that too. But I'm going to just go default page here. And then the post page, I'm going to make it go to the blog section because that's where I want my blog post going. And now I'm going to just scroll down here. And now I'm just going to click Save Changes. And now if we go back to the front here and we refresh this, we're going to see it has a different look to it right here. And it's not quite exactly 100% like the demo right now, but we're actually going to go back here and do a little bit more to change that. So first, let's go down to where it says Discussion. And there are a lot of options in here. I'm not going to go through each one, but you can choose to change these if you would like. And it's pretty self-explanatory. The only thing I would say is down here that there's avatars, and you can display them or not. And an avatar is basically like an image for people that are posting on your blog. So you can give them avatars, or they can use a gravatar if they would like. And then you would save the changes down here. I'm actually going to skip over the media section because we're going to get into some media here shortly. And then I'm going to add permalinks here. Click on that link. And this is what I said was probably the most important part in the settings. I'm going to change my day and name type structure for the links to the post name structure. And this might not seem that important, but it's better to have your post be like this, where it says yourdomainname.com/ and then the name of the blog post, rather than the date or these random numbers with p equals or something like that. It's better to have it like this because it's more SEO friendly. And SEO is search engine optimization, which means basically making your website look better for search engines such as Google, Yahoo, Bing, other ones like that. So it makes it more friendly and more likely to be found in them if you're using a post format like this. So I think it's very important to have it be post name here. Now if we scroll down, we can actually just go and save changes again. And that's about all I'm going to go through with the settings here. If you want more in depth look at it, I'm sure there's other tutorials on YouTube about it. But for now, I'm going to press on and move into actually messing around with our menu pages here. So to get started with our menu pages, we're actually going to go to where it says pages on the left side here first. And you have to decide what kind of pages you want to have. Since we already have this default page as our front page, I'm actually going to delete this home page here. And I'm also going to delete the sample page as well. So I'm just going to click on this and this next to the corresponding pages. Then I'm going to go to this drop down up here and click Move to Trash and Apply. Now I'm just going to go into the trash here and I'm just going to click it. And then I'm going to click Delete Permanently for both of them and click Apply. And now if we go back to the All page, we have the blog, contact, and the default page. And it says it's the post page for blog and the front page for default page. And that's exactly what we want. Now if we want to, we can go to where it says Appearance and then Menus. And here we're going to go over the structure of our page. So right now we have the default page and a blog only. And if we go actually to the site and we click on this, we'll see that there's all 5 pages, but let's refresh that now. And now we'll see there's blog, contact, and default. So to make sure we have this in effect, we're going to actually have to go and click Contact, Add to Menu, and you can choose the layout here in the order. If you want to, you can drag it and drop it, and this will be a sub item, or drag it over here, and this will be in this order. I'm going to have it in the order it originally was, by the default page, the blog, and then the contact. And now I'm just going to scroll down, and right here I'm going to make it display location as the primary menu. I want this to be the menu that is in effect on our website. And I'm just going to click Save Menu here. And now if we go back here, we'll just refresh it. I don't think it's going to look any different, but now we have default page, blog, and contact in that order. So that's what that does by adding the menu. Now let's say we want a different name than default page. We can actually go back here and go back to where it says Pages. Now we can go to Page, Default Page here, and click Edit. And now we can actually name this something like Home Page if we would like. And then just click Update. And now if we actually go and refresh this, it should now say Home Page, and it says Home Page here. You can actually make it say Home. You can make it say just about anything that you would like in this area. I'm actually just going to make it say Home only and click Update. And now if we would like to add that effect where we have a split in between the page, it's kind of like a divider, a vertical divider. I'm actually going to go here, and on the right where it says Template, Default Template, I'm going to click on this and then click Home Page, and then I'm going to click Update here on the right side. So if we go and refresh this, now we're going to have a divider down the center right here. See this divider? And that divides our theme up a little bit here. And now we see if we click on this, it comes out Home instead of Home Page, Blog, and Contact in that order. So now we have this on our home page here. It looks pretty bare right now, but we can add content to this very easily going forward. Now before we actually dive in and add some content here, I'm actually going to quickly go back here to the Pages section. I'm going to show you how to add another page. So let's just go to Add New here. And this one I'm going to title Resume. And I'm actually going to just copy in some text that I already made. And it's just a bunch of lorem ipsum gibberish type text, and some of it relates to WordPress. So let's just copy that in and we'll paste it in here within this section. Now, there's a couple things that I want to go over. If we actually put this at the top, and then we can actually bold this by going highlighting over it and then clicking B for bold here. And that will bold each of these heading sections here. If you have your work location or the years or what your job was, whatever you want to highlight here, it's actually very similar to Word in this area. And both Pages and Post have these menus like this. So if we just make them bold like that, we can actually scroll up here, and if you want to make other changes, let's say you want to italicize something, you could italicize each of the jobs or the locations or the companies, whatever you want to italicize in your work history for your resume, you can do so. And then you can also go to another few options if you want to. You can click Toolbar Toggle, and this gives you some other options here. So let's say you want to break each of them up very clearly. We can just click Enter here. And now if we add this horizontal line right here, it has this line come across the middle. And let's add another one down here between this one. I'll just hit Enter, and then again I'm going to click horizontal line. Now I'm going to get into this a little bit more when we go into the post page for our blog page here, but there you can edit a lot of things: text color, strike throughs, bold, italic, bulleted lists, block quotes. You can align it, center, right, whatever you want. You can add links here. There's a lot of different little things you can do within here, and I'm going to get into that going forward, but for now I want to at least have a resume page up since this is a resume site. Now I'm going to click Publish here, and just to confirm it actually went into the menu, we'll go to where it says Appearance and then Menus, and now we're actually going to have to add it to this menu. So I'm going to click on where it says Resume, and then I'm going to click Add to Menu. Now I'm going to drag this up to be the second one because I think after the home page, it's the most important page for us that we want people to go to. And now I'm going to click Save Menu. You got to make sure it's the primary menu check down here and save the menu. So now if we go back real quickly and we refresh this page, it's not going to look any different here, but if we click on here, we have Resume now. And now if we click on Resume, we're going to see here's our resume page, and it has some of the work that we've done at other places. So it's a pretty nice way to quickly get your resume up and on here. Now let's go back to the home page here, and now we're going to add some content to this area. Now I will point out before I start adding this, it does look like this T in Tom Johnson's cut off, but it's because we have this bar here, and we're only going to see this bar when we're logged in, so don't let that bother you right now. Now let's go and add some content. Let's go back here, and now we're going to go into where it says Appearance, and then we'll go to Customize, Appearance, Customize. And this is where we can actually make a lot of changes and edits to our site while we're in this section. I just want to quickly point out first that this is responsive, so if we wanted to make it smaller, our site will adjust for us to fit the screen properly. It's not going to have any issues on mobile devices, phones, iPads, whatever it might be, tablets. It won't have any issues. So let's go back here, and now we're going to go through the home page. We're going to click on Home Page here, and now we're going to click on Home Content. And it actually gives us a very easy way and a lot of little tips here to enhance our site with some of these little suggestions that it has. So for now, I'm not going to add a background image, but I'll get into that here in a few minutes. But first, I'm going to add some title text. So I'm just going to say, Welcome to my website. And now, once we type that in, give it a second, and it should come up here. It says, Welcome to my website. If you wanted to just save that, and look what it looks like on the full version here, on a full view of a computer. That's what it will look like. Pretty much the same, but you might want to look at that and see for yourself. Down here you can actually view what it would look like on a tablet or an iPhone by looking at it in these views here at the bottom. So next I'm going to put an address. I'm just going to put 123 WordPress Way. And now we can add a little icon next to it. See, it says 123 WordPress Way, but there's nothing here. If we add this, it just gives us a little icon that will go along with this. So if we have FA map marker, you just got to copy it really and paste it in here if you'd want. And now it has this little icon like you'd see on Google Maps or something. Here's where you would add your email. So let's just say, I'll just add my email here. And now again, it has this FA, and now this one says comment. So if we just copy that and we just paste it in down here and let it refresh on its own, there it will have our email here with this icon next to it. And now this one we can add a phone number, and I'm just going to put 1-800-WordPress, and here we can again put FA, and then we can put phone just like it suggests here. And now we're going to have a phone icon next to this. So that's a quick way to get some of your information up there for prospective jobs that people can just easily contact you if they find your website. Now if we scroll down a little bit more, we're going to have button options here. So let's just say we have button 1 here, and this one does not have a link for it. Button 2 though does have a link. So let's just we're going to go to button 2 first, and I'm going to put resume right here for that one because I want to link right to our resume. Now for button 1, if we want to add something here, we can just say about me, and I'm going to just write about me there, and now it will show up with about me as this first button. And now we need to add a button to URL, and I'm going to just click this and click on resume since that's which page I want it to go to. And there it comes up with a resume button. So we now have an about me and a resume button. So it says right here, if you have a button 2 that's not here on a web page, it's an external link. Say you wanted to add your LinkedIn profile here, you could click your LinkedIn profile, copy it, and then paste it in here. And it says it must include http:// before any URL. So definitely do that if you're going to add like a LinkedIn page or something that you want to come here for where your resume is. Now we can just click save and publish, and now we have some fresh content added to the page. Let's just go here and we'll refresh it to see what it looks like in the full screen here on our computer, and there it is. Has our welcome to my website, and then we have some information about me and the resume. If we click on resume, it goes to our resume page here. So it's pretty nice way to get it right there to our resume page. And we can go back here to the home page again, and there it is. So next we're actually going to add content to our about me little section here, and then also add an image here as our background. So this is actually a lot easier than I thought it would be initially. It's actually quite easy when we go into the appearance customize section where we are back here on this tab. And if we go up here and we just click this back arrow by where it says home content, the next one right here, it says about me toggle section. So we can literally just add an about me title, and I'm just going to just title that one about me. And then we can add some paragraph text. So I wanted to put basically this right here. I was going to put I love WordPress as the title, and we'll see how that works out here. And now we can just click save and publish if you're happy with the color and the text color right there. Let's just go and save it. And now if we go back here and we refresh this, we're not going to see anything initially here, but then when we actually click on this about me, it comes out with this text, and it says I love WordPress, and then it says a bunch of the lorem ipsum, basically dummy text that I added in here. Remember, you're going to be able to see this about me on the regular site when we're logged out and you're viewing it as an end user here viewing your site. So you can actually go here and change the background color if you want. So let's say you don't like that background color that comes out. It kind of goes with the site though, to be honest, but you can add, let's just change it to white, let's say, and we'll save that. And now if we click on this about me, we won't be able to see it because the text color is white. So we actually have to go here and change the text color. And let's make that darker, and we'll make this darker as well, clicking both of them to be black. And now if we click about me, we'll see that there's this black text on a white background, and you can save it. You can mess around with this and put it however you would like. And to simply get back to the home page, you just click anywhere and it will go back here. Now, to add an image here as a background image, I usually use images from free to use resources, but I assume you're going to use either an image that you really like or an image of yourself. So I'm going to actually go here and just find an image of someone, and I'm going to go to unsplash.com. And this is a website that I usually use when I'm trying to find images of someone or a certain kind of picture. It's got a lot of really beautiful pictures on here and high quality scenic images, as you can kind of see as I scroll through here. There's a wide variety of images here that you can find, and you can pretty much find anything that you're looking for. I'm just going to type in study here because I want to make it look like the person is a hard worker or they're working outside of work or whatever you want to say. I'm just going to go with this image right here. To get started, you can just click on it and then click where it says download. And part of why I like this image is because the gentleman here is on the right side of the image, and it will look better on the layout of the site when we're back here on the right side over here, since it's basically blank besides my name up here, and this site has a lot more going on this side. So if we can have more going on here with the image, it will look a little better, I think. So now that the image is downloaded, we're actually going to go back here to customization area, and I'm going to scroll up, and I'll click the back button. I'll click the home content button, and now I'm going to click select image. And here's where we're going to actually upload files into the media library. So we can click select files here, go to the download section, and we can add this image right from there. Now I will say that these images are larger images off of this website, so they do take a moment to load. And right here, I just want to point out, here's where the title is. You might want to rename this something like, in my case, I might put Tom Johnson. And then the alt text, I might put Tom Johnson as well. This alternative text does have a big effect on your SEO, your search engine optimization. So I would put this as something relative. Maybe you put Tom Johnson resume or whatever your name is with resume behind it because it relates to your site. I'm going to X out of this download link, and I'm just going to click choose image here. And now it will come up with this image, but we have to be careful. If I just save it here, let's go back and refresh it. And we'll see that the image does look pretty good on the website here itself. But sometimes the image won't fit properly. You might have to go here and mess around with it a little bit. I think it looks great how it is right here, so I'm going to leave it as is. And you could X out of this now that we have this in place. I suggest using a very large image for this because it will be easier to shrink down the size and not lose quality. If you're using a small image and trying to make it expand to take up this whole area, you're going to lose some of the quality of the image. So I definitely would say go with larger images as far as the pixel size goes. Now that we have this in place here, and we basically have this homepage part finished, I'm just going to show you quickly how to get rid of this little theme footer area right down here where it says the theme name and it's by Modern Themes. And to quickly do that, we can actually go back to the customization area. We'll click the back button here. We'll click it again here, and we'll look for where it says footer in this menu. We'll click on footer, and then it will say footer options, footer byline text, which is this right here. You can either hide it, or if you wanted to, you can just click a space to get rid of it. So it's totally up to you. Now you'll see that it's gone, or you can just click this, and it's gone either way. So whatever way you want to do it, I guess it's probably better to click hide it, and then we'll just save it to update. And now if we go here, let's refresh, and we'll see this is gone. And now it is no longer down here in the lower right of our site. So next we're going to get into building out our contact page. If we go to our contact page right here, we're going to see that there's not a whole lot going on. There's actually a little bit of an error message. And there's a comment area, and that's not exactly what I want for the contact page. I want an actual contact form. So we're going to get into how to actually make this now. Alright, so to edit this contact form here, it's actually very simple to do. We're going to go back here, and we're actually going to click this X here. You got to make sure it's saved first. Then we're going to click this X. That will take us back to the actual dashboard area that we were in earlier. So we're going to go to where it says plugins down here, and we're going to just click that one for now. You may already have a contact section here, but we need to actually activate the theme. So I'm going to activate contact form 7 here. I should say the plugin. We're going to need to activate contact form 7 plugin here. to make it go into effect. And now we have this contact tab here, and we're just going to click on this contact tab, and now it says contact form 1, and here's the short code. We're going to just click edit on contact form 1, and right here it's going to give us our contact form layout. And this is what someone coming to our website would see. It would say your name and that it's required, your email and that it's also required, and then it would say your text, and then it would say, or subject I should say, and then it would say your message. And right here, if we click on mail on this tab, this is where you're going to want the mail to go to. So you want to make sure you have that part set up. More than anything in the contact form, you need this to go to your email that you want to receive emails at, to respond to prospective jobs that might be contacting you about, or recruiters that might be contacting you about jobs. So you want to definitely make sure this mail and then to has your email in it. After we've done that, we'll just go back to where it says contact again. And we're going to grab this short code. So you can just click on it and it will auto highlight everything. And then we can actually copy it. And now if we want to, we can go to where it says pages, contact, we'll click edit. And right here it has this contact form. That's actually what we're seeing as the error. If we scroll up a little bit, here's the error with that 268 title, whatever. We're going to actually delete that there, and now we're going to go over to this text section, and now we're going to paste this in here, and we'll click update. Now if we go back here and we refresh this, we should see a little bit different thing for the contact form. There's what we have, and that's a pretty nice looking form there, I think, and it looks well on our page. The only thing I don't like is it has this comment section here at the bottom. Now, there's an actual easy way to change this. There's actually a few ways to change it, but the easiest is within this contact page here, we can go up to the top where it says Screen Options, and we'll click where it says Discussion. And now, if we go down, it will have this discussion tab here, and it will say Allow Comments. I'm just going to disable that, and I'll click Update. Now, if we go back and refresh, we should no longer have this comment form at the bottom. We just have our contact page. So it says contact, and here's our contact form with the send button. And this edit will not be there. That's just for us since we're editing the site. So that's what our contact form will look like now on our contact page. A lot more clean looking than it did earlier with that little error message. So the next thing I'm actually going to get into is the blog section. And I'm just going to go into this a little bit and show you how to make some basic blog posts. Right now, this is what we're seeing here. And you can actually learn from there. It's actually very simple to do, but I want to show you some little tips with making blog posts. Alright, so to get started, we're actually going to go back here into the dashboard again, and now we're going to go to where it says Posts right here on the left side. So we have no post in here right now. So to add a post, we're actually going to have to click where it says Add New. And then here is where we're going to put our post title up here at the top. So I'm actually just going to name this blog post 1, and a blog is totally optional for you if you want to have on this resume site or not. If you don't want to have it, you simply can just delete this page and it won't show up in the menu. But I'm just going to, for now, put in some dummy text here. And there we have some dummy lorem ipsum text. I'm actually going to space it up, break it up a little bit here, so we have a few different looking paragraphs, I guess. Now, to get started, since it's blog post 1, I'm actually going to just make some header text and make something larger. So let's just say this is dummy text. Now if we wanted to do that, we're actually going to go back here to the visual side. You want to be in the visual side in this case. The text side is more for HTML. So it says this is dummy text. In the visual side we have all these options. And now we're going to just click on this and then click heading 1, and it makes this a large text. So you got to highlight it and then make it heading 1 to get this larger text. And there's different sizes. There's actually 6 different heading sizes, but once you get past, let's say 4, it kind of looks just like paragraph text once you're at like 5 and 6. So that's something to note, is how to basically be able to make these larger heading texts here. And now let's say we wanted to add an image in this site. Let's just go, and I'm just going to actually put one right before the text here. So if I want to add an image here, I can click on where it says Add Media. And right now we only have this one image. I'm going to go to Upload Files, select Files, and then I'm actually going to take one from other pictures that I've used in other websites I made, and I'll upload it onto here. It may take a little bit to load because this is a large image, but it's actually going to appear small on the page itself. And now it's loaded on there, and I can click Insert into Post. And now you see how this text starts from right here at the bottom. Let me just quickly show you how to change that so it actually wraps around. If you click on the image, you can actually click Align Left, and now we'll have this nice formatted right up against it type text here. If you actually wanted to adjust the picture size quickly, you can actually drag it and make it smaller and drag it to another location just like that. So you can totally just move it around on here. And I'm just going to move it back up here to the top, and I'm going to have it as this small image. And that's actually how you can just add an image really quickly. Now I will say if you're trying to expand it too big, you might lose some of the quality. See, the quality got worse here. So I'm going to leave it small in this case and have this text align or wrap right around it. Now other things that you can do is make a list with a bolded list. As I said earlier, bold and italicize it. You can have block quotes, so let's actually just make a little block quote real quick here. If you wanted to quote something on your website, if you just want to highlight this and then click on these quotes right here, and that will basically make a block quote. Actually, I would have had to space this, so that's why it all went. But that's how you would make a block quote if you're going to do something like that. I'm actually going to undo this block quote, hit the Enter button to have the space between it, then highlight this, and hit block quote again, and that will just block quote this area. And I'm just going to make some quote marks around it here. So that's something you can do there. You can align left, center, or right here. Now to add a link, let's just add a dummy link here, and I'm going to just click. I'm going to write in Google, and I'm just going to highlight that, and then I'm going to click where it says Insert Edit Link, and I'm going to click this Link Options here. And the URL is going to just be google.com. And then I'm going to click to open it in a new tab. I always like to click open in a new tab so that'll open a separate one up here rather than have them leave the website. You want to keep them on your website as long as possible. So then if I'm happy with it, I can click add link. And now we have a link here for Google. Or you can do whatever link you would like, but that's just an example of how to add a link. Now let's say you wanted to remove it. You can always do it with this. Or you can actually just delete it if you would want. Now here is where you could add an insert read more. So let's say you were writing some text right here and you wanted it to cut off at a certain point. You wanted it to cut off right before this lorem right here. So we can actually add this insert read more, and then it cuts off, so you'll only see the preview up to that portion of the page itself. So it's a pretty nice little feature if you're trying to intrigue people to read a catchy headline or a catchy first couple sentences and then click on it to open the page and read the rest of the article. It's kind of a way to get people hooked, or a hook basically to get them interested into the article or blog post that you wrote. So down here is a strike through. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, but I've used this before for deals. Like if I wanted to do, oh, it's 50% off. No, now it's 75, and you do a strike through 50%. That's something you could do there. Horizontal line we used earlier to basically break up the resume, and that was when you have a line, a lighter gray line dividing the areas. The text color, if we get into the text color, let's change these two lorems right here, and we'll make them a different text color. We can click on here. You can actually add custom, but I'm going to just go with red here because it will stand out. And then I'll just highlight another one. I'll make it green or something. So let's make this one a green color. And that's just ways that you can make your text stand out in a blog post. And then we also have some more options. I usually don't use these, but you can decrease indent, increase indent. You can undo if you mess something up, kind of like I did with the image earlier. If you resize it and it's too big and it loses too much quality, you might want to undo that. And that's really about it for this part. I'm actually going to also show you how to add a YouTube video to embed one on here. So let's just go, I'm going to add some space here, and I'm going to add a YouTube video right in the middle here at the bottom. So what we'll do is we'll actually just go to YouTube, And let me just type in my channel here to get a random video off here. I'll just click this first one.
Let's go.
And then if we want to, we can actually go scroll down here, and where it says share, we'll click where it says embed. We'll copy this, and then do you remember how I said this text part is more for the HTML? We're going to go into text here. What I like to do is make some asterisks here so I know exactly where I want to put the video, and then I go over to the text side, and when I scroll down I'll find the asterisks again, and I'll just delete them, and I'll paste in the code for the embed. So now I'll just be able to go back to the visual. If we scroll down here, we're going to see there's the video that I just put in here for this blog post. Now, some other things I should say is there's categories, and you're usually just going to have this uncategorized when you first install a theme. I actually have some other ones on here, I guess came with the theme by default. But you can click add new category, and this helps you basically for your viewers and your readers to be able to find what they're looking for. So let's just call this blog about WordPress. I don't know. Or you could just call it WordPress. That would be a better category. And then if we wanted to, we can add that, and now it takes on this category. You got to click it to add the category. And then tags down here will basically add meaning toward what you're trying to focus on. So let's just say blog WordPress theme. I'll say free theme, and then I'll click add here. So now these tags will show up. Basically it helps Google, it helps your viewers, it helps everyone by adding these tags and categories. Now another thing I wanted to show you is this featured image, to set featured image. So let's say I wanted to set a featured image, and I'll just make it this one here. And then I can click set featured image, and now this will be the featured image for the blog post itself. The last thing I'm going to go into with blogs here is it says publish immediately. Now if we click edit, we can actually set up a scheduled post, and this is why in the settings here, in the settings general, it would matter what your time zone was. So if you wanted it to go live immediately, you can publish it immediately and just click publish. But if you want it to go up on a certain day of the week, certain time of the day, you can schedule that here and then click OK, and then it will say schedule instead of publish. So for now I'm just going to publish this so we can see what it looks like live. And if we go back here to the blog and we refresh it, now we'll see this is the big featured image. You might not want this featured image, and that's totally fine. And then it says blog post 1 right here. And this image actually in this case isn't clickable. So you might not actually want that big image here for the featured image. So let's just go and click remove featured image here. And that will update so you can see what it looks like without this big featured image. And I'll just refresh it again. And now it just says blog post 1 with a title. And if I click on that, it will open blog post 1, and then it says there's our header. This is dummy text, the image, the text wrapped around it with a block quote. Here's the link for Google, and down here is a strike through, different color font again, and then the embedded video down here at the bottom. So that's a pretty cool way to get a blog post set up and actually kind of learn a little bit about what it includes in there. One other thing I wanted to do is I'm going to go back here, and I'm actually going to go to where it says plugins, and now I'm going to click add new, and I'm actually going to add a plugin called Access Press. It's all one word, social share. And this is the one I'm looking for with this red circle. Access Press is one word, social share, and I'm going to install it now. And now I'm going to activate it after it installs. And basically now we have this icon here on the left side of our dashboard. If we click on that and we go into where it says share options, we can choose where it displays. I'm not going to have it display on the pages, but I do want it to display on my blog post. And what this plugin does is it makes it more easy for people that are reading our content to share it with others. So that's really important in this day and age with blogs to have this option, so your content has a chance of going viral, or you actually have a chance for other people to notice it that might not normally see it. So that could help if a recruiter sees it and they think, oh, well, maybe one of my friends has a job that would better fit this. I'll refer them to this person. And they can then shoot your email. They can shoot an email or send it via email or Facebook or whatever and recommend that they check out this profile or this page here. So we can actually go back over to where it says display. I'm going to have it display below the content. So that means it will be below the blog post. And what will be below the blog post is something like this. This Facebook tweet, Google Share, LinkedIn, all these things will be below it. And you can choose which one by clicking on where it says Theme 2, Theme 3, whatever one you would like to put. And that will be which one shows up. I like Theme 1 the most, and I'm going to leave it as is. And I'm just going to make sure I save the settings here. Now let's go back and just refresh this post to see what it looks like. And if we scroll down here at the bottom, we're going to see that now we have these icons down here. So that's actually it for this blog post area. I'm actually going to probably add a couple more dummy blog posts here, but not do this within the tutorial. I don't want to waste everyone's time just making the same kind of thing over and over. And then I'm actually going to start to get into changing our social media icons and adding social media links on the sidebar here. So we're going to go back to the home page to get started with that. Alright, so to get started with this part, adding these social icons, we're actually going to go back here in the dashboard again, and we're going to go to where it says Appearance, and then Widgets. And now we're going to see it says Social Widget Area here. If we click on that, it says drag the MT Social Icons widget here. So if we scroll down just a little bit, we're going to see right here on the left, actually, it says MT Social Icons, and we can just drag it and place it right in here. And here is where we can add our Facebook URL, Twitter URL, LinkedIn, whatever we would like. I'm actually just going to put pound signs and see what happens. Basically, the pound signs are usually the placeholder for different social media type channels. So if we just put them in for Google, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, we can go down here at the bottom and save it. There's a lot of different options here. And now if we go back here, I'm actually going to X out of this one page tutorial here for the YouTube video, and now I'm going to refresh, and there we go. There's the Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google+. So in reality, you definitely would want to actually put in your actual URLs here. I'm just putting in these placeholders, and you can actually choose right here if you want the box to open up in a new link. So if you want to open up a separate page, and I suggest doing that because you want to keep them on your actual website as long as possible. But if you want to add these channels here, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, maybe you just want to have LinkedIn. You know, that would be something good. If you're going to have a resume on your website, your full resume, and then you have your LinkedIn profile to go with it, that'd be a great combination here in this case. And I would highly suggest that you have this checked to open it in a new tab. And then again, we'll just go down here and save it. And that will put that into place, so it will open up in a new tab. So next we're actually going to move into how to change some of the general colors on the theme. Let's say if you wanted to change this, we're going to actually go back and go to Appearance again, and then Customize where we were earlier. And I'm actually going to just go over, if we go down to where it says General Colors, and then we can go to where it says Theme Colors right here, we can actually change different colors. So the one thing I wanted to go over is changing this title text here. So if we want to change the site title color, let's say we wanted to change this to white, we can do that, and now this text, when it shows up, is white up here. So if you have a darker background, that might fit well for you. If you have a lighter background, a darker text color might fit well for you up here as well. So something you always have to look at when you do that, let's just save this for now, is if we go and we go over to where it says the resume page, we've got to make sure that it shows up well on this page and all the other ones, and it looks like it should in this case because of this dark background here. So if you wanted to have it as that lighter color here for the site title color, you can do that, or you can actually click default to go back and see what it would look like with the blue on it. I think either one looks good in this case, white or blue, but I wanted to at least show you how to change or where to change some of these colors here for your site. So I'm actually going to click back to go to Home, and Now I'm going to click back here to go to the regular area, and I'm actually going to go into how to remove plugins that are unnecessary ones that actually we had on here by default that it turns out we probably actually don't really need. And the reason I actually say we don't need them is because basically they're not even active right now, so why would we even use them? So to go back and do that, we're just going to click this X up here, and now we're going to go to where it says plugins on the left side of the dashboard options, and you can tell they're not even active, like this one, and then we also have some other ones. Hello Dolly, that comes on by default. This one, and this one as well. And then I like Yoast SEO, and I would actually activate that. So I'm just going to click on all these ones that are white up here besides Yoast SEO. So just to go through, these are the ones. And now I'm going to go up here to the top, and I'm going to just click delete. If they're activated, you have to click deactivate first and then delete. In this case, we can just click delete and click apply. Click OK, and now it will delete all those ones. If we just go and refresh this, we'll be left with these 4. And I'm going to just activate this Yoast SEO one. And some pop-ups come up here with this Yoast SEO. If we click on that, we can actually click these X's here and get rid of the pop-up notifications. And then if we go back into plugins, it should be all fine now. There's no red circles with notifications that we need to update something. And just to quickly show you what Yoast SEO does, if we go to our post page here, where we have our one blog post, and I'll click edit on it, Yoast helps you with SEO, which is search engine optimization again. And here is where you would put a focus keyword. So a focus keyword would basically be what you're trying to rank for within Google, Yahoo, Bing, search engines like that. So if you had, let's say WordPress tutorials was my focus keyword, I'm going to get a bad ranking for this, and it goes by these rankings up here for each page. Red is bad, this orange color is average or okay, and then this green color is good. And you want to make sure you follow some of this here to make sure your page is green. So you want to make it green. On the right here it says SEO okay, readability okay. And it is just a bunch of dummy text, so I'd probably have to add in WordPress tutorial instead of blog post 1 as the title. And then I would have to add WordPress tutorial here as well within the title. All these things will add up to help you, and then you also want it once within the first paragraph text. So let's just add in WordPress tutorial here. And then if we scroll down a little bit, let's add it in one more time. So WordPress tutorial as well down here. So now we have this phrase a bunch of times. If you add it as a tag and maybe had a set featured image with the alt text for that image being WordPress tutorial, it would help as well. And then I'm going to actually remove the S so it says exactly WordPress tutorials. And now if we were to check up here, it says the SEO is green and good on this side. So that's just a quick little overview of how to actually get your pages more optimized for search engines. And you want to go through what it says down here and try to make these all green. But those little things that I did, like making your post title right here show up as WordPress tutorial, it would actually want it to be here too, WordPress, and then hyphen tutorial. And that would help you with WordPress tutorial in the title, the link itself, the URL itself I should say, the H1 right here for this title, within the body text as well. If you add it as an image, it would also help down here in the set featured image. And again, somewhere in the body text, you would probably want to add it, I would say, maybe twice per every 300 words or so. And that is something you should try to hit around 300 words here to get green as well. And all of these things help you out as far as your SEO goes for your on-page SEO. Now this is only part of the battle. You really have to focus on building up high quality links to actually rank within Google for harder keywords, but this is a good way to get your site optimized in the best way possible by getting everything to be green. You want your pages to be green. Occasionally, if you have like a contact page that's orange, there's not a whole lot you can do about a contact page. But the ones that you really want to rank, like a certain blog post or a certain maybe your home page, you want these to be green so they're best optimized for Google. So after you're happy with that, you would just simply update it, and then you would actually have more of an optimized page here for your website. So that's about it as far as the whole tutorial goes here. I'm actually just going to recap what we did here in the tutorial. We made this home page. We went over how to change the text here, change this text here, add our own information here, as well as social media icons. And we went over how to link to an About Me section over here, our resume page right here with our resume edit, and we changed some of this up with horizontal rows and bolded and italicized text. And then if we go over here, we actually have our blog, and we only have one post there now. I'm probably going to add some more to it just to fill it up a little bit. And then I'll have this contact page here that we went over as well, how to add that and remove the comments from below that. So that's about it for this tutorial. I really appreciate it if you stuck around this whole time and went through this journey in making this resume website with me. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to reach out to in the comments below. And if you're watching this on Udemy, feel free to subscribe to me on YouTube, because I do put a lot of tutorials on there that I just don't have the time to put on to Udemy itself, because it would just take too much time. So definitely feel free to take a look at my YouTube channel, WP with Tom, and I hope to see you in the comments section below. Thanks, everyone.